Welcome to clickmyproject.com. The title of this paper is Scalable Scheduling of Updates in Streaming Data Warehouses. This comes under the domain data mining. First we see what is data warehouses. Data warehouses is nothing but storing large amount of data is called as data warehouse. That is, large repositories to store data are called as data warehouses. There are two types of data warehouses. They are traditional data warehouses and streaming data warehouses. Traditional data warehouses means the updates are done during the downtimes. That is, the update is made only after closing the process or something else. For example, if we sign out or if we shut down the system, only the updates will be processed. In streaming data warehouse, it's vice versa. For example, when the data arrives, at once the updates are made. For example, if we search for anything in internet, it will be currently stored in the search history. That is the example of streaming data warehouses. Whenever the data arrives, it will be get stored in that corresponding repository. This enables a real-time decision support for business critical applications that receive streams of append-only data from external sources. Some of the applications include online stock trading, credit card or telephone fraud detection, network data warehouse maintained by internet service providers, etc. The goal of a streaming data warehouse is to propagate new data across all the relevant tables and views as quickly as possible. Once new data are loaded, the applications and triggers defined on the warehouse can take immediate action. This allows businesses to make decisions in nearly real time, which may lead to increased profits, improved customer satisfaction, and prevention of serious problems that could develop if no action was taken. There are many existing works on streaming data warehouses. They focused on speeding up the extend transform load process. There has also been work on supporting various warehouse maintenance policies such as immediate, deferred, and periodic. However, there has been a little work on choosing of all the tables that are now out of date due to the arrival of new data. Which one should be updated next? This is exactly the problem which we are going to see in this paper. In this paper, we model the streaming data warehouse problem as a scheduling problem, because where jobs are correspond to processes that load new data into tables and whose objective is to minimize data staleness. What is meant by data staleness means if a processor changes the value of an operand and then at a subsequent time fetches the operand and obtains the old value rather than the new value of the operand, then it is said to have been stale data. Then we propose a scheduling framework that handles the complications encountered by a streaming warehouse, such as view hierarchies and priorities, data consistency, inability to preempt updates, and the heterogeneity of updates jobs caused by different inter-arrival times and data volumes among different sources, and transient overload. Data consistency means it creates unreliable information because it will be difficult to determine which version of the information is correct. It is likely to occur when there is data redundancy. Data redundancy occurs when the full data contains redundant, unnecessarily duplicated data. In this proposed model, we will explain it clearly. It uses two types of tables, that is, one is base table and another one is the derived table. Derived table in the sense a streaming data warehouse maintains two types of tables, that is, one is based and derived. Each table may be stored partially or wholly on the disk. A base table is loaded directly from a data stream, whereas a derived table is a materialized view defined as a database query over one or more tables. Each base or derived table has a user-defined priority and a time-dependent staleness function that will be defined. Relationship among source and derived tables from a dependency graph is dependable on the source of the job partition. For each table Tj, it is defined a set of its ancestor tables as those which directly or indirectly serve as its source. Now I will explain the flow of this project. Initially we have to load the data set. Here we have considered the streaming data set and we are loading it into the DB. Prioritized EDF in the sense earliest deadline first algorithm. This is a scheduling algorithm. We will use it for the scheduling purpose. For that we have to compute the max benefit, that is for each job we have to perform the max benefit computation. Max benefit in the sense for which scheduling process that job will be allocated, like that we will calculate the max benefit, and according to that max benefit we will partition the EDF scheduling, and finally we will find the proportional of that partitioned data. This is the flow of this process. And now we will see the system architecture, that is in the sense streaming data we will load and we will load it in the database. We will calculate the EDF priority. Priority in the sense earliest deadline first job will be selected and it will be first for kept first for scheduling. In that EDF we will calculate the max benefit. Max benefit will consist of the jobs and highest marginal benefit and the job release time, etc. will be calculated, and with that max benefit we will partition the job, that is we will perform the scheduling operation, and finally we will find the proportional ratio for that partitioned data. This is the flow of the process. Now we are going to see the demo of this project. For that we need NetBeans and WAMP server. WAMP server is the backend which uses MySQL database, and NetBeans is for implementing the Java code. From this is the NetBeans. Open the project in NetBeans and click home.java and select run file. The file will get executed and select loading. It will come to the next page and click load. It will be loaded from the database and click view. The data which is loaded in the database can be viewed here. For this we will calculate the priority EDF based on the time it arrived. We will submit the jobs on with the attributes, the date it arrived and the time and the starting start value, high value, and then a low value, and then closing time and the average time. Finally we will separate the job according to the average data it is submitted. With that we will priority the jobs according to the time and the average. We will give priorities to the jobs, that is the time 14.05, and with average data this gets first priority, likewise the second priority, third priority, fourth priority, likewise the jobs is partitioned and the priority is given. For this now we will calculate the max benefit value. Period and execution time is calculated, and the marginal benefit is also calculated for all the jobs which we have submitted, and now the max benefit is computed. Maximum result is this one for each partitioned job. After that we will schedule that algorithm, that using the earliest deadline first algorithm we will sort the jobs and we will find the Emax value, Pmin value, and we will schedule that. Partition in the sense scheduling. We will allocate the jobs to each track. Track 1 gets 5 jobs, track 2 gets 6 jobs, track 3 nothing, track 4 7, and track 5 8. Proportional, we will find the proportional ratio for that, and for each cluster we will find the proportion and we will perform partition on that. Then we will be comparing this algorithm with the round robin algorithm, and we will show that that one is the best thing. And round robin, for round robin we will be getting the jobs with its processing time, that is shown here, and we will find the time quantum in the sense for round robin each job is allocated with a particular time period, and only for that time period only the job must executed. And now we will show the time quantum. Now the time quantum is 1. With this as a time quantum our RR scheduling gets proceeded. This shows that job 5 is scheduled first because job 5 has only one processing time. It will get executed first, and next job 6 will get scheduled, and next job 8 will get scheduled. See here, it is done. It is shown here, job 5 6 8. Likewise according to the time quantum the job's execution time will get completed, and will performing scheduled tasks. Show track, all this comes under track 1, track 2, track 3, and will perform graph for that, and for EDF we will show the graph, and for proportion we will show the graph. Likewise, our process ends with this. Thanks for listening the video. Thank you.